Hey guys, Brent Boyer from Adam again. And yeah, let's talk divorce. I want to talk about a question I get a lot, which is should I file first? You know, if a divorce is happening, you're considering divorce, or maybe your wife has brought it up, or you've talked about it, and you're trying to figure out what's next, what should I be doing? One of us is going to file for divorce. Should I file for divorce, or do I let my wife file for divorce? You know, what are the options? So it's a common question, and the answer is you should always file first, always. 100 reasons to file first, never any reason to wait. It's true. Doesn't matter what state you're in, doesn't matter where you are. That's going to be the deal. If you know you're at that point, you know a divorce is coming, you would always want to be filing first. There's no question there. A lot of reasons. You know, first of all, you're going to set the narrative. Whoever files first is going to be the one writing the divorce complaint. They're going to put in the complaint what they want to say. Maybe they got some bad things they want to say about their spouse. You want to avoid all that. You don't need nonsense. You don't need somebody writing something, putting something in the public record, accusations about you or whatever it might be. So that's one reason to be filing first, is the complaint and the content of the divorce complaint and setting the narrative, as we call it. So that's one thing. Second thing is you're also controlling the timeline when you file first. Whoever files first is going to, first of all, you know when it's been filed, so you know the moment it's being filed because you're the one that's in control of it, your lawyer's in control of it, and then you're going to set the timeline from there, and you're going to know about court dates before they happen. You're going to know when the other person's going to be served with papers, of course, because you're the one dictating all that. So you're really setting the first few steps of the divorce case by filing first, by filing yourself. So that's some other things to be looking at when you're deciding, should I file, should I let my wife file? You know, another big one is getting court orders signed. It's definitely possible to get court orders signed at the beginning of a divorce case. True in pretty much every jurisdiction, doesn't matter where you are. It's possible to get what are called ex parte orders signed. Ex parte is just a Latin phrase, means without a hearing. So it's possible to file for divorce and then get a court order signed by a judge. Just because you're the first one that filed, you started the lawsuit, you file first, and you can get a court order signed that can be a restraining order on property, for one example. Freeze bank accounts is what that ends up doing, or dictating what's going on with the money. You can also get a court order, you know, if there's minor children, you can get a court order that will dictate custody, parenting time, child support, whatever it might be. So you don't want all that going on. That's not going to be any good. Court orders being signed without your input and without hearing your side of the story are almost never going to work out well for you. And the way to avoid that, the way to get ahead of it, is to file before your wife does. So another thing to keep in mind there. You know, the bottom line is it's a lawsuit. You could say it's uncontested, or it is contested, or you don't know, which is probably the more honest answer. But in any event, it's a lawsuit. A divorce is not something that you're going to do together. It's going to be plaintiff versus defendant. That's how state of Michigan does it. And lawsuits bring their own problems, their own weight, their own issues. Always better to be filing the lawsuit than to be trying to respond to a lawsuit. So those are all points to keep in mind. The question, should I file first? Of course, now seems rather obvious having heard all this. You definitely should always be filing first. There's never a reason to wait. 100 reasons not to wait. So I hope that helps.